Welcome back to Real Travel Stories, where I document the tales of travellers stranded abroad due to the coronavirus pandemic. In today's interview, I talk to Sonal, who finds herself stranded abroad in Delhi, India, with a 1-year-old daughter and has to do whatever it takes to find her way home to Frankfurt, Germany.
I've never seen India like this. There was a total lockdown. I've lived in India for many years. In fact, I was born in India, lived in India. A lot of stuff has happened in India, but never has the country completely locked down.
Its population of 1.3 billion has been told to stay at home, and there are fears that infections could spread quickly in densely populated urban areas.
In the sense that, you could not go out, or just two people could not go out, and the cops would immediately come and would start asking questions, asking for the identification proof and everything. And then there were areas where there was news that cops are beating up people who are outside. I believe India needs to do something like this, because if the virus gets crazy in India, it can really go crazy, considering the amount of people that are there and the density of population. So it's not like I was stuck or uncomfortable where I was in India, but I was very scared that what if this situation lasts for 6 months and I do not get to come back to my home, and I do not get to see my husband, and I'm with my daughter and I'm keeping her away from sand for so long. I had so many sleepless nights. I booked 2 flights. They were not cheap, and suddenly all the flights were cancelled. So I had my Lufthansa flight that was completely cancelled. Then I had my Emirates flight that was cancelled. But somebody got in touch with me and said, German embassy has a program. You just have to sign up and just call them, and they're going to collect all the Germans that are stuck in India and fly them back. I didn't believe it. I thought, how can this happen? I do not have a German passport. Kama has a German passport. But I called the embassy. I got in touch with them, and they said immediately come to Marriott Hotel. And it was during the curfew. It was during the lockdown. And I said, I cannot come. I'm in my house. Flight doesn't take off till the next 2 days. I'll directly reach the airport. They said, do not do that. Come here as soon as possible. They said, we cannot guarantee what the situation will be. And they also sent a letter that, if in case I get stopped, I can show it to people and show it to the cops that this is the letter, this is the permit I have from the embassy. My sister dropped me to the hotel, and it's a very nice hotel, and we got a discounted room there because of the embassy. Next morning, everything just completely changed. We got a message from the embassy that everybody needs to check out now, because the hotel is suddenly shutting down. You cannot imagine, there was literally no food in the hotel, and there were almost 500 people. I was with Karma, and she's a 1-year-old. I did not plan it well. I had no food for her. Luckily, I managed to get some bread, and when she realized there was nothing for her to eat, she ate those little pieces of bread in the morning. And we had to wait in the reception for 1 or 2 hours, and finally we filled up some forms, and we were all put in the buses, and we were waiting in the buses because I think they were waiting for the police to come and escort us back to the embassy. We finally managed to reach the embassy, but again we were waiting in the bus, and it was time for Kama's next meal. And it was so funny. I was literally begging for food for her. I was asking the bus driver, because sometimes these people keep something. Finally, somehow from somewhere, he found a banana, and Kama ate that banana. And then finally we managed to get inside the embassy. And in this duration, there were multiple checks. There were people who kept checking our temperature to make sure that, we are not sick and everything. People were coming, no, your baby has to wear a mask. You do not understand. This is risky and everything. Anyway, we got inside the embassy, and it was just, I was just full of too many emotions. Suddenly I had tears in my eyes when I was safely back inside the embassy. I'm with a baby. Things are not so easy to just manage and suddenly check out, and having a baby without food. Well, we were in the embassy garden, and we spent almost the entire day there. Our flight was at 2 a.m., so we were in the garden. It was a little, obviously there was no food. The embassy managed to get some bananas and cookies for all of us. We got onto the bus again. We waited in the bus, and there Kama went ballistic because it was her sleep time. she was trying to lie on the floor of the bus, and people kept saying, no, you cannot let your baby do that. The bus is shaking. I said, of course, I'm trying to pick her up. And we finally reached the airport. I've never seen the Delhi airport so empty. There was no food, still no food. We somehow managed to do the security and everything with Kama clinging onto me and howling. We got onto the flight, and the whole thing, the whole difficult situation, everything ended then and there. As soon as I got onto the flight, it was easy.
I'd say there was a lot of relief when you got back to Germany when the flight landed as well.
Yeah, it was. And it was just not as chaotic as things were in India, because everybody had to wear a mask, and there was really nothing available in India. All the shops were closed, but then in Germany, it was looking like the life is back to normal. Like, everything was there. There were people, there were coffee shops. You could buy stuff.
It's crazy, really, to listen to everyone's stories. And everyone has very similar stories, really, despite the fact that everyone came from different countries. But like, everything happened very fast, and decisions had to be made very fast. And almost everyone was like, please let this flight go. Please let this flight go. And
I don't think I've ever had a better flight experience. It's when the airline staff, they know that they are picking up people and getting them home. They were showing us extra love,
really?
Which normally you wouldn't see in a normal flight that you pay for. This was a free flight for all of us. So, I mean, it was better than I could have ever imagined. Kama had her own bassinet, and it was a bigger than normal bassinet because she's a big size baby, and she slept all the time in a bassinet, and I was relaxing, eating, sleeping. Oh God. It was the best ever experience.
Well done to the German embassy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Seriously, they managed it really well.
Well, thank you so much, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon under different circumstances. And
awesome.
I'm glad you're back in Germany.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back in Ireland.
I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and interviews with people who are stranded abroad during this very difficult time in travel.